they were not prepared for, and they could not understand the character of the revolution that was unfurling at that stage in history. And hence, if you look at that period, it was only Zulfikar Ali Bhutto who was relatively more shrewd as compared to the other bourgeois politicians. And he just sensed and he smelled what was coming on. He came to the conclusion that this movement is not demanding the overthrow of dictatorship, not just democracy. Its character is different. By refusing to pay rent of the houses and occupying factories, you are not just challenging a political system, you are challenging the relations of property. And relations of property are challenged not in a democratic revolution, they are challenged in a socialist revolution. And that's why the character of the 68-69 revolution was a socialist character. And Bhutto gave the slogan of socialism. And just in a night, People's Party became the largest party of the country. Just overnight. Because the slogans, the program clicked with the movement more closely than the program of any other left party. Because everybody else was talking about the National Democratic Revolution. But People's Party was never a party. It is not a party. And it never will be a revolutionary party. It cannot be a revolutionary party. It's not really a party at all. It's a movement. It changes all the time. It comes into power, it betrays people. Then it is what Marx said, the tragedy of tradition for the working masses. Tradition is like the Alps, the weight of the Alps on the consciousness and the shoulders of the working masses. And that whole tradition, the political tradition of the workers in Pakistan, has been in the People's Party. And then People's Party was used. Perhaps Bhutto carried through a lot of reforms. But you can't have reform in a crisis-ridden capitalism in a country like that. There's no chances of reforms. Then that was overthrown, then there was a dictatorship. Again the masses revived. Again they brought Benazir in '86. Benazir already had her agreements with the United States, with the White House and with the State Department, so she couldn't do much. And similarly, she fell apart. And once again in 2007, 10 million people had come on 10th of April at the Lahore airport to receive Benazir. And I think the only time she was really very honest with the truth was on 11th of April. And she said in that press conference in Lahore that yesterday, if I wanted, I would have taken over power. And she could have taken over power. She knew she could take over power, but she did not want to take over power because taking over power would have meant a revolution which would have undermined herself also. So then again the masses admitted. They again moved to the PPP. Now today the masses have suffered perhaps more severely than any other regime in history. It's a coalition of all the parties. And I think from one hand it looks, well, there's nothing. If you look at from the point of view